Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to our podcast for the 55 plus Winter Games happening in February in Huntsville, Ontario. I am very fortunate to welcome my guest, Philip Semple, who is the ambassador for the Alpine skiing competition here in Huntsville, an accomplished athlete himself, and I believe you're competing in these games as well, right, Philip?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me with you here today. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to competing in the Huntsville Senior Games this year.
All right. And a big thank you to taking on the role of ambassador. We need each sport to have passionate competitors that are just basically being good ambassadors, pushing people to get involved and helping people where they need it. And our ambassadors have stepped up, and I appreciate that. It's been great for us. So thank you.
No, thank you.
Go
I
ahead.
think
Yeah.
it's wonderful to have something where we can get people to come together who may not have even possibly experienced the sport
Mhm.
before,
Yeah.
trying it maybe even for the first time to get into the gates and just see how much fun that is.
Yeah, and the big benefit of having someone like you involved is your experience and your background with alpine skiing. If someone is wondering what to do or they don't understand how to navigate the process, we have someone like you to help them through it, which is great. So if you're listening and you're really interested in getting involved in the alpine skiing portion of the games, we can connect you with Philip, and he'll help guide you through the process. So.
Absolutely happy to do that.
Okay, so Phil, I want to get into your background. I've gotten to know you a little bit, and I love your passion for the sport. I love when you talk about what it's given to you, not just the skiing. So I want to go back to what has caused you to see this as such an outlet for your own personal, physical, and mental health, and why it's so important to you, just the sport itself.
Excellent, excellent question and points. I think that some sports actually transcend the mere physical activity of the sport. I think of surfing as being one of those things, and I think of skiing as being like that. It's one of those sports when you start it, you get into it, and you can do it for life and never actually perfect it, but you just keep on going and going, getting better and better. And every time you're out there enjoying it, it's that same high that you're getting. I find that in skiing, it's wonderful.
And you've been doing that for a lot of years. I love how when you put it in that perspective, I even think of golf, for instance. You know, every time you're out there, you're really just competing with yourself. Like you're trying to do the best you can do in that moment. And I bet you've probably had some great days on the hill, some not so great days. I know you did have one injury, but every day you're out there, you're putting the best you have that day out on the slopes, right? And how have you found a way to make that still fun? Like why is it that it's fun for you?
Well, we have a saying amongst the people when we're out there, any day on the hill is better than a day at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just you're out there in the fresh air. The snow is great. The speed, the thrill that you get when you're going down the hill, it's all just wonderful. But and it's so much more than just simply the skiing itself. The um, the whole activity has enabled me to make a friend or a peer group that I never would have met otherwise. And even with my children, they got involved in skiing at a very early age through Milton Heights at Glen Eden out there by Kelso,
Yeah.
and lifelong friends. And even after graduating high school and university, they still keep in touch with, still do the activity.
And I bet you they'll be doing ski trips with their friends for the rest of their lives, right? Most likely.
Absolutely. Yeah. All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly going.
Well,
Our Toronto Police ski group, and some of them will be coming to the event in Huntsville. They're going to Revelstoke in
oh, great.
February. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that'd be, just another example of getting out there and, you know, far beyond just simply running the gates.
Yeah. And no matter what your skill level, you can do ski trips the rest of your life. And you'll always find hills
Yeah,
that are suitable for your skill level, right? No matter what.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the way it is. Yes, yes.
it is.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate myself. I think with the skiing, I grew up in Oakville, and Corbett Sports is in Oakville there,
Mhm.
and they uh, gave me my first opportunity to get involved in skiing, working in the ski shop there under Ken Brown, and that was a wonderful experience. And then when I went to university, I was able to join the varsity ski team
Mhm.
at Wilfrid Laurier. And again, racing on the weekends with some incredible people.
Well, and I love how talking to you, I love how I we get into how it's not just like minor hockey, you go to the rink, you do this, you do that, you play on your team. With you, you've taken this to basically everywhere you've ever lived. You've taken this passion and shared it with your police force colleagues. You've shared it with your university friends, and
Mhm.
created lifelong friendships. It's become something pretty special. And I'd like to tie that back into your involvement with the 55 plus games. If you can speak to me a bit about your experience so far, having been a past competitor in the 55 plus games and other competitive events, and how that changes the stakes. Like, why do you love that so much? Is it the competitiveness, or just what in general makes you enjoy the experience at the games?
So I think the big difference with the games compared to the other type of racing I've done is how it's applicable to everybody. So I've done a lot of racing at a lot of different levels, being internationally, and that's wonderful when you go there. Like when we raced in Italy, it's top level. But then coming home, especially as you start to get older,
Mhm.
the only venue left is really the Masters racing, and that's very intense. It's a
Okay.
wonderful program, very intense, but not just everybody's going to spend all that money on all that equipment
Mhm.
and the training and getting out there every weekend. But this event, it was just a wonderful fit at the right time. It could go there. There are people of all different abilities,
Mhm.
from, just above beginner and up. Okay. So
Yeah.
intermediate skiers will find it wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're not even allowed to wear a speed suit, right?
Oh,
Because
wow.
they want to make it even for everybody. So no speed suits and stuff, and it's just a great opportunity to get through the gates, and then at the end of the day meet a whole bunch of new people and all the things that the activities in Huntsville, above and beyond any one individual sport, they'll be great to see as well.
So you talk about Huntsville specifically. We are very excited. You, of course, have met Leslie, our general manager. Leslie and our games organizing committee team are making this not just an athletic competition. They are having a middle night event that's going to be unbelievable for all of the athletes. We have things that you can do outside of just the competition, like the new Forest of Light that's happened in Huntsville. And of course, the downtown core is ready for the athletes. We're hoping to make this a special event. And you've been to, how many have you been to so far?
Just one. I've been to one,
Yep,
and then there was a year off, and then coming back now.
coming back. So,
Mhm.
in your past experience, I want to get the message from you to the athletes. At the one that you did go to, yes, you meet all these people from all over the province. They're all competitive athletes or beginner athletes trying to make their way. Um, how is the camaraderie and the sportsmanship? Like, are people looking to meet people? Or are they more just focused on their sport, or do you find it more of a group thing where people are hanging out?
Very, very inclusive. I mean, I spoke to one young lady who's coming up for the first time, and I made it very clear to her, when I'll meet her the day before,
Mhm.
and we'll go over our equipment, make sure the edges are good. I have tons of wax. If we need to help you out with some wax, we'll help you out with some wax. Just
Yeah,
come and see me personally, right? Uh,
yeah.
you help each other, right? Because everybody, at the end of the day, it is more about what you can do in getting yourself better,
Mhm.
and you are competing against other people, but you still want to make your experience the best it can be for yourself. And that's what I want to see, is everybody have their best day.
See, I love that message, Philip, and that's a message I was hoping I kind of anticipated you would because of the type of guy you are. The message to people on the fence of whether or not they want to sign up and come to this event, they might be intimidated and think I won't know anybody, or it'll be people that are just so focused they won't want to talk to me. That's not how it's going to be. You're going to see Philip and the other athletes all helping each other out. And I love Olympic skiing. I love all those things. And what I've noticed with Olympic skiing and snowboarding, even when somebody else wins and somebody just finishes outside the medal, they celebrate each other from every
Yes.
country. It doesn't matter if you're from the same country. It's pretty special that they celebrate because they travel with these people, right? They become close. Is that kind of the similar experience to you guys? You travel, you become friends. So even if you don't win, you're going to celebrate other people's accomplishments.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I remember racing with the International Police Winter Games in Italy. It was
Mhm.
called Giochi Mondiali per Polizia. Met a person there from Japan, right? He came over and visited us this summer, and we took him all around. And my daughter was there just 2 weeks ago, and he did the same for her. Now,
Wow.
our event is domestic,
Mhm.
but the feeling is the same. You meet people from all over, it could be all over Ontario, and you just make new friends, and they stick, because you have something in common, like something that you've experienced the same thing, and you've been able to take it to a new level together.
That's amazing. It's a bond, right? It's a true bond through sport.
It
And
is,
yeah,
and
and
that's
and
the catalyst.
Well, and we know sport is great for physical and mental health and ongoing when people are doing this. It's going to help them with every aspect of their life. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, Philip, what would be your message to people, both spectators and athletes, just being on the fence? They're not sure if they can commit. They don't know what to expect from the games. So we're trying to get the message out to folks to participate and spectate. So what would your message be to those folks that are kind of on the fence or not sure what it's going to be for them?
Well, we'll be on the snow for two consecutive days,
Mhm.
and I understand that the one day, the first day, the hill is actually closed to anybody else outside. So it'll only be the people who are at the games who will be skiing
Mhm.
at Hidden Valley on that day. For people who want to see it, you can come at the bottom of the race course and you can see the people coming down. It's on from what I understand, an intermediate hill, so
Mhm.
it's not something that's going to be scary that you get up there. Uh, like with most sport, it's not that the bar is held really low, but the bar is held at a level where everybody can participate safely and have fun. The fastest person is still going to come out on top.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
that's fine. You
Yeah.
can still get a medal and so on,
Yeah.
but everybody else can also enjoy it and get the feeling.
And you know what? Everybody's on different journeys with their sporting life. And so if you're at a different level than the top tier, that's great. You're going to come and test yourself and push yourself in a provincial competition. So
Mhm.
let's do that.
And
Um,
there's a unique opportunity this year because it's open. So you don't have to qualify for an individual district
okay.
this year. And you can't say that every year. Like when I did it, you had to qualify for your district and then you were able to go. They've opened it up. So this is an opportunity for anybody to go. All you have to do is go sign up and go.
Wow, that's a great message. So, for those of you who've stumbled across this podcast and you're thinking about going and you're wondering about the arduous qualifying process, Phil was telling me, no, it's open. You can reach out to our team and get yourself signed up and come experience Huntsville. And Philip, you may or may not be aware, we've been getting dumped on. So the snow, you never know how the snow is going to be, but I anticipate we're going to have some amazing snow for the games, which would be great.
This looks like it's going to be an amazing ski season. I've been looking at the squirrels. They're fatter than I've ever seen them at this time of the year, ever, ever. Right?
Well, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. They're getting ready. So I noticed on the back here, actually it doesn't have the dates, but oh, it is. It's February 3rd to the 5th. I want to get the message out to join Philip and his alpine skiing competitors and the rest of the team February 3rd to the 5th up here in Huntsville and surrounding areas. We're using East Perry Sound and South Muskoka venues for other sports such as hockey and figure skating and everything else, bowling. But Philip, I just want to thank you for taking the time. Any last message you want to get out there to the people listening?
Just don't underestimate what we have right here in our own backyard. We have some amazing places to see, to be, to experience right here in Ontario. And I can't think of another place in the world I'd rather be.
Well, Philip, we can't wait to get you up here. I can't wait to meet you personally. And to the athletes and spectators, bring some friends. Huntsville is ready for you. We're ready to host you, and we're going to make sure that you have an unbelievable experience in our little town. So, Philip, thank you for your time once again. And I'm looking forward to meeting you when you get up here in February.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.